afternoon to you all, and welcome into a bright and sunny Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington, here on ESPN+. Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew Harvey, alongside Dave Clark for you, as Tacoma Defiance plays host to Oakland Roots SC here on a Sunday afternoon. Dave, Oakland is a team coming in on a 9-match winless streak. They need to get things turned around in a hurry, and they are going to need strong leadership to make that happen.
Yeah, we're going to look at their captain today, Akeem Ward, their number 15. He's been the captain for most of the season. The veteran has to find a way to coalesce this squad together, be the coach on the field for them to get Oakland to recover from this losing streak.
On the other side of things for Tacoma Defiance, they're unbeaten in their last 5, but 4 of them have been draws, Dave. The goals haven't been as easily coming, although the man we're featuring did score an equalizer for them on Thursday.
Yeah, we're going to focus on the power and authority of Randy Mendoza, the diminutive number 81, with this great goal, wingback to wingback, saved points for Tacoma Defiance. Then he goes and just, with authority, punches out the corner flag afterwards to celebrate.
Yeah, it was a big goal for him and a major moment for Tacoma Defiance, who are wrapping up a 4-match homestand today. Pretty good left hook there as well by Mendoza, like you mentioned, Dave. And so far, 5 points from the 3 matches played here at home, but they really want 3 to cap this off, and they think they can get it against a struggling Roots side.
Yeah, this is an important match for them. Tacoma's about to head on the road for a while, so you got to bank those home wins when you can. 8 points in 4 at home is decent. The good teams in any soccer league will want to get 2 points at home. That's kind of the rule. Average 2 points at home, you're going to make the playoffs.
Team is walking out now. There's Tom Brewitt wearing the captain's armband today. On the other side of the anthem, we'll have the starting lineups for you. But obviously, big news, Taylor Mueller getting a bit of a rest day, starting this one on the bench today.
Yeah, when you played the most minutes in league history, sometimes you need a break.
I suppose you could definitely make the case that he has earned it. We also understand that today is Taylor's wife's birthday, so a very happy birthday to her, as I'm sure she is in attendance. Well, it is anthem time here at Cheney Stadium. We'll take a break. When we return, the starting 11s for both teams and the opening kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and Oakland Roots SC here on ESPN+. Back in live here at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, and on ESPN+, as we are set for the start of the first half between Tacoma Defiance and Oakland Roots SC. Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark for you. Dave, before we get to the starting lineups, it's time now for the multi-care pre-match health report, and it is good news for Tacoma Defiance.
Wade Weber had a full selection of players. In fact, just 2 active players not available in the 18 today. He had to make choices.
Oakland Roots, on the other hand, a couple of changes for them, a bit of a formation shift, and some big differences from their last outing against Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, 5 major changes. Tarn Wire and Tarek Murad are both out. They're going with the Christmas tree today. Akeem Ward at left back is going to be interesting. Wall Fall, he's a defensive anchor with plenty of experience as well.
Meanwhile, for Tacoma Defiance, a couple changes of their own. Understandable, this is their 4th match in 11 days, Dave.
Yeah, 7 changes for Coach Wade Weber's side. A whole new front lineup. Juan Alvarez, Samuel Adinaran, and Ray Serrano looking to get the offense going. That's where Tacoma needs to improve this season.
Your referee for today is Ada Raymond Roy. Assistant referees CJ Cole and Ryan Jung. Hunter Zakwieha is the 4th official. Tacoma Defiance wearing commencement gray. We'll move from right to left on your screen here in the first half. Oakland Roots with a very vibrant kit. Headed back the other direction. White with gray, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, we got 2 variants on gray today. I think Oakland is going to call that an all-white kit. But like everything Oakland Roots does with their merchandise, it has a unique flavor to it. Great branding from the Oakland side.
Definitely come in and established their very own unique identity here in the USL Championship. Danny Robles over the ball at center circle, awaiting the whistle of Ada Raymond Roy. The opening whistle sounds. We are underway here at Cheney Stadium. 90 minutes of action here on Sunday afternoon between Tacoma Defiance and Oakland Roots SC. Talking about this Tacoma Defiance side, Dave, they had to work awfully hard to earn that equalizer in a 1-1 draw on Thursday night here against Sacramento. You have to wonder, even with the changes, how fresh legs are. If they have the mental fortitude to get out here and try to jump on this match in the early going.
The only player that covers a lot of ground that's starting tonight that went 90 the other night is Carlos Anguiano. The rest of them are substitutes, and then fresh signing Jackson Reagan at right center back, a massive 6'6", 200-pound frame on the Michigan Wolverine.
As if by cue, that is Reagan sending that ball forward. Yeah, he was pretty much all everything while he was at Michigan. 2-time All Big Ten first team. Was the 2021 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Former member of the Sounders Academy. Made a couple appearances with Tacoma Defiance back when they were called S2 before he went off to college. Now making his professional debut.
He's been training with the Org for about a month, but this is his first competitive match since that Michigan season ended.
Has definitely made the transition for a lot of college players turning pro this year. A little bit awkward, Dave. Ordinarily, you're wrapped up with the soccer season by November. So here's a back pass to former Stanford man Andrew Thomas. And this year, that spring season, a lot of players stuck around trying to win last championship, league titles. But it does mean that you're pretty much joining a team right before their season starts or during. As that back pass is all the way out for a corner. Some miscommunication there between Zeus De La Paz and Kai Green.
We're talking a little bit about Jackson Reagan. He had 5 goals in 2021 with the University of Michigan, 10 overall in his 4-year career.
Carlos Anguiano here for the outswinger. Juan Alvarez available as the short side option. Anguiano. Reagan got a foot to it. Brewitt can't get the second one in. Kai Green knocks that out to the left side. Danny Flores draws the free kick. One away there by Randy Mendoza. Misa Ryan. Inside for Serrano. Anguiano. Switch to the near side. Here's Mendoza. Robles picks out Mendoza, and too much on that ball. Defiance finding room to work here. Trying to hem in Oakland as Soya Takahashi sends that up the line. Takahashi's arrival kind of emblematic for Oakland roots. New team in the USL Championship this year. Kept a couple players on from the transition over from NISA, but overall have done some digging. Takahashi joining from the Swedish 3rd Division. Also spent time in his native Japan with Sanfrecce Hiroshima, one of the J-League's premier clubs.
Defiance's bench keeper, Christian Herrera, spent last season with Oakland in their run to the semifinals and finals.
I saw him getting some love from some former teammates before the match. You always like to see it. And another free kick as Tom Brewitt went over the back of Jose Hernandez there. Jesus Enriquez swings in this free kick. Jackson Reagan, the towering header. Matias Fasore forward. Serrano gets it back to Reagan. And Tacoma clears their lines up as far as Sam Adeniran. Enriquez turns away from pressure. Trying to slip that through for Hernandez. Tom Brewitt, his clearance doesn't go all the way out. Enriquez upended. It's a fair challenge. Assistant referee had a good look at it. Quick little Sunday reminder that soccer is absolutely a contact sport. Dave, you see Oakland here pressing numbers up, trying to hem in Tacoma on this throw-in. Randy Mendoza's attempt for free yardage is a no-go. Clementa, USL Championship veteran. Squaring it there to Akeem Ward.
Tacoma's press frustrating in Oakland again.
And Zeus De La Paz knocks it into touch out the far side. See that a lot with visiting goalkeepers in their first time playing at Cheney Stadium. It's a fantastic playing surface that they've managed to put in the baseball stadium, but sometimes the sight lines are a little bit off. You've heard keepers remark on that before. Takahashi, it's a big cross. That one on the end of it. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select's the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Kai Green. Big switch toward Flores. Pretty much just sends it straight over the halfway line and into touch out the far side. Robles tripped up there. It'll be a free kick. And Hernandez going to get a talking to from Adare Monroy. Felt some kind of way about that foul call, Dave.
He was emphatic in his hand gestures. Nice close-up of that kick for a moment. Defiance did good breaking free on that, and he just taps the leg as his foot tries to reach around and get the dribble.
Tough to say from that angle whether or not Hernandez got the ball, but it's important to remember that doesn't actually make something not a foul. Adeniran's brought that down. He's offside. The goal won't stand. It is wonderfully controlled from Adeniran, who will feel hard done by. It was a close thing for sure at the edge of the attacking third. And Defiance miss out on the early goal.
Flag was up immediately on that. The AR knew the signal and read his line.
Dave, for a striker like Adeniran, who has struggled a little bit to find the net this year, obviously that's a frustrating moment, but is there any confidence builder aspect to it to make a play that well, even if it winds up not counting?
I think he knows he can repeat those movements.
Wonderful layoff there. He's picked out Mendoza on the far side. And Kai Green, well, he's right of the foul pole, so it just goes down as a long strike. Here's young Juan Alvarez. Issa Ryan. Serrano. The return to Ryan. Emra Clementa shielding him off the ball. And Jackson Reagan bowled over there by Jeremy Bukila. And advantage was played there. It'll be pulled back for the free kick.
Danny Robles, who was dribbling backwards at the time, still insisted that the whistle shouldn't have gone because the ball was at his feet, so he still had the advantage.
Winners always want the ball, Dave. Mendoza in towards Serrano. Thumped away by Clementa. Great story has Emra Clementa. The Montenegrin, whose family fled conflict in Yugoslavia, wound up in the United States and made Sacramento's roster back in their 2014 inaugural season from an open tryout. From there has become a steady veteran presence on back lines around the Western Conference and had a stint with the Major League Soccer LA Galaxy as well. Takahashi over the top. Bokila, he is offside as well.
One of the things Coach Weber wanted his team to do was try to figure out and understand routes, passing angles that would be available. Oakland has shifted formations regularly during this losing streak, trying to find a way to jumpstart their season. It looks like they've done that so far for Defiance.
Well, we mentioned at the top of the show, 9 matches without a win. Back to a 3-2 against LA Galaxy. Their second match of the season, their second match ever in the USL Championship. Ryan working well here. Off for Adeniran. Wide for Mendoza. That's a heavy touch to cut it backward. Kinsner blocked by Hernandez. August is USL Supporters Month, and we want to hear from you. Visit uslchampionship.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the Supporter of the Week.
Just think of the difference between Thursday night, Sacramento's defense, that shape that they maintained that caused Defiance so much trouble.
Mendoza heads that down. Outlet to Hernandez, one away by Danny Robles, but there was a foul after the ball had gone away. Free kick for Oakland. Danny Flores losing out to Anguiano. He overhits it. Picked up by Hernandez. Enriquez. Inside to Hernandez. Wide for Takahashi. His cross over the head of Okila. Shot in traffic. Takahashi is down in the far corner. Chipped over the top. And Hernandez can't get there. Takahashi appeared to have been fouled. The assistant referee on the near sideline, CJ Cole, did wave his flag after Takahashi went down. He's back on his feet now.
Oakland definitely had the advantage, pulled off a shot on that cross in. Little discussion between the assistant referee and the center, just to figure out if that was merely a foul.
Eric Kinsner is being warned. I'm not sure it was Eric Kinsner that was over there defending Takahashi, Dave.
It's Randy Mendoza.
Center backs, Dave, they always get all the blame.
Strong press from Oakland right now, frustrating Defiance.
Anguiano chopped down there. That'll be a free kick. Tom Brewitt pointing out that it's Jose Hernandez that was involved, although I think it was Flores that caught Anguiano. Ryan gone ahead here. Ambitious ball and well defended by Emra Clementa. Kai Green gives it a ride. Jackson Reagan sends it right back. Flores lost his footing. He's able to recover, though. Enriquez losing out to Mendoza.
Oakland a bit trapped in their own third right now.
Yeah, pretty much so far, Dave, through the first 18 and a half. It's been two teams hemming the other end in their own defensive third, and not too much play through the middle of the park. Kinsner lets that roll all the way out. You could see the gears turning in his head over as to whether or not that ball was going to make it over the goal line.
We often call that shielding the ball out, but that he's big enough that might be walling the ball out.
Ward, Fasore, Kai Green with it. Under pressure, Oakland forced back to De La Paz. Pressure coming. And Anguiano has fouled Jeremy Bukila. Tom Brewitt shouldering the captain's responsibility here. And somewhat unwilling to give the ball to Oakland.
We get a second conversation.
20 minutes in, Raymond Roy has had a conversation with about half the players out on the pitch, Dave.
I mean, at some point, Tom Brewitt had to give the ball back.
I mean, assuming we're going to play the rest of this match, you'd think. Hernandez's free kick, popped up by Adinaran. Robles wins the second header. And Akeem Ward goes back to his keeper. You mentioned Christian Herrera as a connection between these two clubs. There's another connection between Oakland Roots and the Pacific Northwest, and that's one of their ownership members, Marshawn Lynch. We're, of course, 36 miles from where he basically made a touchdown run that recorded seismic activity in the Beastquake, but only slightly less well known. We're 25 miles from where he once ran a goal into the net during Steve Zakuani's charity match. Ryan cuts to his left, chips it over, and De La Paz snags it cleanly. Just to round out that story, Lynch was, of course, summarily sent off. Did it all wearing flip-flops. Here's this from Ryan.
Didn't get the power on the shot, and I think that's because he knew the Roots were closing in on him.
Stopped there by Anguiano, sent straight in for Adinaran. And Akeem Ward makes a big tackle.
Sam surprised himself with his touch there, set the ball spinning in his own feet rather than running off forward.
Anguiano popped it through, but Serrano was checking back to it. Goal kick. Open weekdays from noon to 5 p.m. The We Are Tacoma team store is stocked with Tacoma's most defiant hats and caps. Keep the sun out of your eyes and let the world know you are defiantly Tacoma. Online at Tacoma.com/team store, or visit the Cheney Stadium team store on match days. Thomas plays that with his foot, and good gracious, he got all of that, Dave. It's an unofficial count for me, but I think that would have gone about 80 yards in the air.
How do we get an official count on that, Andrew?
I don't know. Someone break out the Skyhawk. Here's Ward set free down the far side. Reagan defending. Ward gets the edge, gets the cross off, but can't send it back into traffic. Thomas working quickly. Springs Serrano. And his pass, a bit of a letdown after the service to get him to midfield.
Ward is over the far touchline right, and now jogging back onto the pitch. He took a moment. Looks like he went in hard against those advertising boards.
That's blocked. It's bouncing in. It's gone in. Sam Iditarod scores. You couldn't do it if you tried, Dave. Tacoma leads in the 26th minute. Well, we talked about the pressure for Tacoma. It pays off in a way you'd never expect.
And had his back turned just off the back of his lower leg, and nothing De La Paz could do about that. Unfortunately, sometimes the gods frown on you.
Well, I guess for Iditarod, it'll feel like vindication from the earlier goal that was disallowed for offside. And I can honestly say, Dave, in a decade of broadcasting this game, I have never seen a goal quite like that.
He'd been a bit snake bit against Sacramento, put a ball about 30 yards wide of goal.
Robles trying to press the advantage for Tacoma. He has a go from distance, and De La Paz doing just enough to keep it from 2-0 in a matter of seconds.
Here you see the replay. Daniel Robles going all on his own from the defensive mid position. The old number 10 rushing forward with those ball skills that he's familiar with.
Anguiano now for the outswinger. That's a high arcing ball. Reagan at the back post, blocked by Clementa. Robles in hard there, puts the ball into touch.
Danny earned himself a big thumbs up from Tom Brewitt. That tackle let all of Tacoma get back into their lines.
Big ball here toward Enriquez. Issa Ryan makes the conservative defensive play. King Ward gets it back to Clementa.
And this is that point where Oakland's experienced players have to solidify their demeanor and understand that things like that just happen. That has nothing to do with the past 7 games or anything of the sort.
Here's Juan Alvarez, dropped outside. Robles. Anguiano switches it. Reagan for Ryan.
One thing we've learned during this homestand is that Tacoma can possess this year in ways they've never been able to before.
Yeah, just steady on the ball, Dave. Seems to be a real point of emphasis for Wade Weber. His team has been obliging. Through ball here for Serrano. Going against Clemente. The cross comes off, and Takahashi tucks it out for another corner. Good defensive play from the right fullback, pinching to the inside.
So far, Reagan's gotten his head on both corners.
Anguiano. Lofted in. Tom Brewitt this time can't put it on frame. Well, a half hour gone. Tacoma leads 1-0 in a very unconventional manner, you'd say, for sure. Dave, Oakland seems a little bit unsettled since giving up that circus goal.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. De La Paz took a few moments. Just let your team calm down. A goal like that's a natural 20. It's not going to happen often. Don't expect it to be repeated. Go in with the same game plan that you always had. You'll earn that goal back.
Certainly, goals have been hard come by for both these teams, Dave. Tacoma so far this season, 18 points off of 14 goals. As it stands, if this scoreline were to hold to the end of the match, it would be 21 points off 15 goals scored so far this season. Oakland has 1 goal in their last 8 matches. Dinaron wins another corner off of Takahashi.
We're going to wind up as experts on assistant coach Mike Morris's corner kick preferences here by the end of the match.
4 so far through 32 minutes of play for Tacoma. Anguiano. Towering header free from Kai Green. Andrew Thomas. Another big ball over the top. That one bound for the far touchline, however. Well, the USL on ESPN returns to ESPN Deportes when 2 playoff hopefuls meet for the first time. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC invade the birthplace of rock and roll to take on Memphis 901 FC Tuesday, August 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. As Issa Rayan gives Enriquez a hand back up. Kinsner's claiming he was giving as good as he got from Jeremy Bukila there.
It's the difference between the hand check and the hand redirect. You're allowed to know where your opponent is. You can't push them around.
Back underway from Volfall, the German midfielder. Takahashi gets the edge on Juan Alvarez. Fisore. Clementa.
Oakland's best attacking movements in possession have been when Ward and Takahashi have hugged that touch line.
Here is a ball to the near side for Takahashi. Dinaron was hoping to pounce there against Kai Green, who has at moments looked a little unsteady with the ball at his feet so far in this match, Dave. Ryan trying to chop that in the middle.
I think there's an angle that Tacoma wants Kai Green making the play.
Good combination play there. Mendoza goes in and concedes the throw-in.
They're allowing him certain passes, hoping that it'll be flubbed while closing off an angle that he's much more proficient at.
Danny Flores fall. No space between the lines for Tacoma right now. Just a back line and the midfield stacked right on top of each other. A pretty high line of confrontation, all things considered.
Oakland tries to reset.
Through ball there, was looking for Hernandez. Robles quickly back to his feet. Adeniran has the ball. Off for Serrano. Serrano's blocked by a sliding Akeem Ward. And that is a huge stop from Ward. Now Hernandez is intercepted by Jackson Reagan. And look at the big guy get forward.
Keep the ball! Keep the ball!
Particularly with Tacoma Defiance playing three center backs at the back. When you see one of those big bodies starting to move forward with the ball, it's a high risk, high reward proposition.
It's something they've used effectively with Mueller and Brewitt as well. Reagan advanced his ball carrying skills quite a bit in college.
Just one of those requirements of the modern game, Dave. At the professional level, not much room for old-fashioned thumper center backs anymore. Got to be able to do it all. Tacoma in no particular hurry here. They want to draw Oakland out. Anguiano tries the far side for Ryan. Loses the ball there, does Issa Ryan, but he's so shifty on his feet, Dave. You never know where his next step's going to be.
Yeah, his proficiency with the dribble is incredible. He has used that to create opportunities on those cut-ins at the elbow where he's most effective.
Joins Tacoma this year, most recently with Philadelphia Union 2. Was committed to play college soccer at Duke, but left his college career early to join the professional ranks.
Talking to Ryan, he's enjoyed soccer, exposing him to so many different cultures. Grew up in Dearborn, Michigan. Then over there in South Jersey, where the Union Academy reside.
Check over there, Adeniran. Takahashi does enough to get that back to De La Paz. Another blocked ball out from Zeus De La Paz. Not quite as disastrous a result as that first one that led to Tacoma's goal. But the keeper getting put under pressure here in this first half.
Adeniran's frame is something that's fairly easy to hit. Finding a way to deflect it off of Ray Serrano is tricky.
Broken up there by Ward. Dinneron pulls that ball out of pressure. Gone over the line, out for a goal kick.
That step over there was a work of art.
We've talked about it a lot over the course of the season here at Cheney Stadium. You see a man of a Dinneron's size, and you don't expect him to be able to do the things he can do with the ball at his feet, Dave. He also has a left-footed shot that you do not want to get in front of. A couple defenders in recent matches have found that out.
Juan Alvarez taking a little lesson from Mendoza on how to use the lower body to win position.
It's one of the things that Wade Weber has to be pleased with. 14 matches into the season now, call it 14 and a half at this point. His young players, the 16s and 17s, aren't playing like that anymore. Serrano, well, missed, and not by a ton there. Serrano, another young player, a bit older than Juan Alvarez. These are players that are looking like bona fide professionals.
That's twice now where Ray's decided to go for the longer shot. I think they'll be very happy with those. He's missed by a total of 3 yards on 2 shots. I think that's Tom Brew we hear shouting at everybody.
Robles picks that ball up and is stood straight up by Kai Green. Brewitt has raced forward, gets it to Serrano. Serrano tries to cut back to his left there. Another great stop from Akeem Ward. Now Brewitt gonna race to get back. Jumps into the back of Enriquez. Might have been trying to go for the professional foul, and Enriquez didn't go down. Takahashi with daylight. A Dinneron coming back to defend him now. And the Dinneron feels hard done by, but it is a free kick along the near touchline.
So in that sequence, we saw Tom Brewitt rush forward to be a center forward, and the center forward play left wing back. I guess when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
What's that old song? Beauty in the Breakdown? A Dinneron moving ahead. Now Robles, defended by Hernandez. He's tripped up just inside the area. And it's nothing from Adare Monroy. It's a corner for Tacoma. Well, we'll have to get another look at it. Robles pleading his case a bit half-heartedly.
Assistant referee does have his earpiece on, but and it looks like Adare Monroy has paused the match to talk to the AR Bowman.
He's called him onto the pitch to have a word. AR might not have had the best look at it. He was on the far side of the pitch, and there were some bodies in the way. Need to be absolutely certain if she's going to call a penalty here. But certainly from our angle, Dave, it looked like Danny Robles was tripped.
It's one of those where it would be a valid call. You don't see it every time, but that might be one of those I'd call a 2/3 case.
Kai Green trying to complete his case. Ryan Jung, the assistant referee on the far side, is on the headpiece, possibly talking to the fourth official. Well, now Oakland surrounding the referee.
A point of emphasis is against mass confrontation.
Well, 5 players and 2 referees. I suppose that might count.
Captain Tom Brew wanders over now just to have Tacoma with at least one voice.
Cap Brewitt says, I'm not leaving until they do. At a certain point, you have to card somebody. It's a penalty. And a yellow card for Jose Hernandez for tripping Danny Robles. So just before the break, Tacoma with a chance to go 2-0 up.
Here's that replay. Sam Adeniran, ball at his feet, looks up, pops it out to Danny Robles, who has the angle.
Well, little doubt from that angle, Dave.
Yeah, swept both legs out from underneath him.
So Sam Adeniran, who has already put the ball in the net twice, had 1 goal disallowed, could notch his 2nd goal of the day as he squares off against Zeus de la Paz. De la Paz getting big in his goal. There's the whistle. Adeniran goes to the right side and tucks it away. 2-0 Tacoma. Now the big man thumped this one, Dave.
Yeah, I like that he just got forward moving. He used the stutter step to start, but once he started moving forward, there was no pause, no hesitation. Strong angle, low but wide, and perfectly placed.
Well, just as the penalty was being taken, we were told that we would play 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. Expect we might see a little bit more, since the penalty wasn't really given until stoppage time, and another free kick just shy of midfield. Frustration definitely settling in if you look at the players for Oakland Roots right now, Dave.
Yeah, they're starting to lose the plot a little bit.
Certainly recent matches have gotten a bit out of hand for them. 4 yellow cards in a game against LA Galaxy 2 back on the 25th of July. 5 yellow cards and a red card for Max Ornstill on the 31st against Orange County. Tacoma seeing what they can do to try to put this to bed before halftime. Randy Mendoza. Robles with some room. Muscled off the ball there, sandwiched and brought down. It's another free kick for Tacoma.
Looks like an inadvertent brush to Danny Robles' face while he was on the ground as well. We're going to have the longest 2 minutes of stoppage time this season.
Jose Hernandez has dropped down to have a seat. Not sure I've ever seen that one before, Dave. You know, nice day, get a little sun. Adrian and Roy over to talk now. And he wants the trainer, who will be waved on.
Multicare getting a good sponsorship out there as the Fernhill Ultras shout for their Multicare support for the injured player.
So now Hernandez will have to come off the pitch. That means that it will be a man down situation for Oakland on this set piece, which you have to think will be something close to the last kick of the first half. But then again, with as much unconventional play as we've seen today, you never know. Juan Alvarez and Carlos Anguiano are over the ball. Everyone else at the 18. Anguiano lifts it over. Past the foot of Kinsner. Jackson Reagan can't get there. Sam Adeniran looking to serve in a second ball. Ryan flicked along by Tom Brewitt. Popped wide by Reagan. Knocked back in front of the face of goal and powered in! Juan Alvarez! Deep in stoppage time in the first half, Tacoma have made it 3, and it's another unconventional strike.
And this one's all effort. It's the fight of Tacoma Defiance, something that Wade Weber has worked on them all season to understand. They aren't underdogs, they aren't teenagers, they aren't kids. They're professional soccer players, and this has earned by professionals. Jackson Reagan boots that wide, and somehow Ray Serrano beats out the keeper. De La Paz had the opportunity to grab that ball and just ignored it.
It is the first professional goal for young Juan Alvarez, and it comes here 4 minutes into stoppage time of a first half that was supposed to have 2. Creative little flick from Ray Serrano there as well. That's how we'll end the first half. Well, Dave, as we were closing in on the 45-minute mark, I was saying, wow, it's been a fair amount of action. We've had just about the same amount. And now Adari Monroy has Vol Fall, Jeremy Bukila, trying to have a word with her as she's heading off the pitch. Frustration settling in for the Roots, who trail 3-0 on the road to Tacoma here through 45 minutes of play, Dave.
Cheney Stadium has magic this year. I've talked about it before, but 5 goals in the first half last night as OL Reign dominated in their win. And tonight, 3 first-half goals for Tacoma Defiance. If you want to watch magic, come to Cheney Stadium.
It is a big lead for Defiance and a long way back for Oakland. We'll see what they can do. We'll take a break here on ESPN+.
Here are AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. Form a team that can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of essential supplies in your loved one's home. Make a list of the care recipient's medications. Schedule regular calls to fight isolation. Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Sigue la lucha. Aún no acaba esta batalla. A estas alturas ya estamos cansados, pidiendo esquina. Pero no es momento de bajar la guardia, porque este enemigo, cuando parece que ya está en la lona, se levanta de nuevo y te ataca por donde menos lo esperas. Así que arriba la guardia, porque si pierdes la máscara, todos perdemos la lucha.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Hey everybody, Scott Stewart here from USL, proud to be joined by Puma's John Miller here for an interview. What initially attracted you to the league, and what are your thoughts on the partnership so far?
For us, the mutual experience of offering access to the sport to numerous marketplaces across North America is really what grew us. And then, of course, the great team at the USL has been tremendous to work with from the get-go.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
It's another for Colorado Springs. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, and here on ESPN Plus, it is halftime between Tacoma Defiance and visiting Oakland Roots SC. Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark for you. Dave, it was an eventful first 45 minutes, but really a lot of the action came after the 45-minute mark.
Yes, a yellow card, a penalty shot made, and a goal as well. As much action as you can see in stoppage ever.
Pretty much. So 3-0 for Tacoma, but it's time now to turn our attention to some of the other happenings around the USL Championship. And we start off with a list of other scores. This the only match currently being played. 2 more scheduled for later today. More on that in a minute.
Yeah, for the Pacific Division fans out here with Oakland Roots and Tacoma, obviously, that Los Dos victory over Orange County jumbles everything up in the standings. Las Vegas Lights with a miracle come from behind draw against Phoenix Rising, again, keeping those standings from that 4-7 spot quite tight.
And taking a look at some of the action that we're expecting to see over the coming days. A couple of big games.
Colorado Springs Switchbacks have one of the best attacks in the league right now. They had that big win, and now they're off to Memphis on national television.
Here are a look at your Pacific Division standings, or at least what they were when we started this match. Things like you said, Dave, a bit jumbled with this scoreline.
Yeah, currently that'll put Tacoma Defiance not only up to if it stands, up into that 4th spot, but also with the goal differential of +1.
Which, good reversal of fortune. The Pacific Division has been on the wrong side of a couple scorelines if you look at that goal differential column over the course of this season. Here's a look at some of the major headlines from around the USL Championship. And the first one is some big-time transfer news.
Yeah, former Sounders Academy player Ugo Okoli transfers to Orange County from Austin Bold. He'll add to that dynamic offense, which we'll probably expect to see some Orange County goals in the August goal of the month.
And Of course, don't forget, it's your chance until 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to get your ballots in for the goal of the month. Dave, who'd you throw yours in for?
I went for Brian Ownby and his performance for the goal.
That's fair. That was a heck of a goal for Louisville City. Right, for me, I had to go with OKC Energy's Hiroki Kurimoto. Listen, you score a leaping volley, you get my vote for goal of the month. That's the deal. What about save of the month, Dave?
I'm going Jeff Caldwell, the Hartford Athletic keeper. I've been really impressed with Hartford so far this year, except for that switchbacks result that we just showed.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I love a good double save. I actually also picked out Jeff Caldwell. You throw yourself in front of one ball and get back to another, you get my vote every day of the week. Well, that's the action going around the USL Championship. There's been plenty of action here at Cheney Stadium. We'll have more of it for you after the break. Tacoma Defiance leads Oakland Roots 3-0 here on ESPN+.
Against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Sigue la lucha. Aún no acaba esta batalla. A estas alturas ya estamos cansados, pidiendo esquina. Pero no es momento de bajar la guardia, porque este enemigo, cuando parece que ya está en la lona, se levanta de nuevo y te ataca por donde menos lo esperas. Así que arriba la guardia, porque si pierdes la máscara, todos perdemos la lucha.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium. Just about set for the start of the second half between Tacoma Defiance and Oakland Roots. Tacoma leading 3-0 through 45 minutes of play. And it's time now to see how we got to this scoreline. Let's take a look, Dave, at these first half highlights.
Yeah, the emphasis here is just press the keeper and press the keeper, because magic can happen when you do that. This first goal is all from keeper action. It's just an odd deflection, and just Sam Adeniran blessed with that goal. You see it from that angle, and you just understand how mystical and magical that moment was. Later, Sam Adeniran slots home the penalty on a quality shout. He goes with the angle and power here, all low. Beautifully taken. And Ray Serrano beats De La Paz to a loose ball and crosses it back. Oakland asking for something, but the ball stayed in, and De La Paz never touched it.
And Juan Alvarez notching his first professional goal there. 4 minutes into first half stoppage time, forgive me. Some changes here for Oakland to start the second half. And we're being told that it is Max Ornstill, the big defender, checking in for Jose Hernandez, who did come off injured toward the end of that first half, was also playing on a yellow card, and Ornstill a much bigger presence physically. Adeniran is offside there.
He also had an offside goal early in the match.
Yeah, consider that. If that goal hadn't been pulled back, Adeniran's on a hat trick. As it stands, just the brace for him, although he's looking for more.
Oakland Roots have shifted to 3 at the back, kinda.
Given away there, Danny Flores. Andrew Thomas tips it up and makes the save. Well, Tacoma gonna have to buy him a very nice dinner after that giveaway just inside the 18.
And I don't even know if that's Tacoma that wants to buy the dinner. That's Jackson Reagan, the new signing, that want to buy the dinner.
Well, Thomas doing a lot to spare his blushes, and you can see the ears pinned back for Roots as they're in here again. Another shot, and that one whistles just wide. I mean, Dave, nothing to lose for Oakland Roots. They're on the wrong side of a 3-0 scoreline right now. They might as well just throw everything forward that they can.
Yeah, and I think they've seen Reagan struggle. You'll see this misplay here. He tries to clear the ball right up the center. If I'm Oakland, I press him, and I continue pressing him.
And the one thing, Dave, that Tacoma cannot afford to do is switch off. Yes, it's a 3-0 lead, and yes, statistically, that means there should be 3 points for them by the time this hits 90 minutes, but it's exactly that mindset that can cost you 3 points. Robles wide here for Serrano. Had 1 assist today, was thinking about another.
Yeah, that would have been a much more conventional assist for Serrano if he'd pulled that off.
Flag up for offside here.
Tacoma's defense has been so strong. It's one of the things Wade Weber has been proud of this year. Not just the winning streak and the unbeaten at home, but even on the road, their defense is strong. Been 6 weeks since they've given up more than a goal.
Brought down there by Ornstill. Randy Mendoza content to let it ride.
Tacoma bringing everybody forward. Or Oakland bringing everybody forward. They want to earn this ball deep in Tacoma's territory.
Mendoza loops it only as far as Ornstill. Fall. The return. Pop toward the left side. Ryan and Reagan chips it toward midfield. Soya Takahashi up the far side, finds Flores. Eric Kinsner knocks that out. Dave, I think that's the first corner of the match for the visitors.
That's on my math.
And they've given this as a throw-in instead. And the officials now remonstrating with the assistant referee. They feel had a better look for it. It's a yellow card issued there to Jesus Enriquez for dissent.
Yeah, the crowd knew what words were said there because they started booing before that whistle.
And Oakland not letting this go. You can understand why. Set piece opportunities, a big chance to try to notch a goal. And now it appears, well, Oakland's trying to basically manufacture this as a corner. They just refuse to pick up the ball, and now it's Danny Flores. Takahashi with the long throw here. That flick-on header by Fall, given as a goal kick. You can't believe it. Well, the USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. This is going to be a test for Oakland to keep their wits about them. They've managed to put Tacoma under some good pressure here over these opening 5 minutes of the second half, but they can't let their temper get the best of them.
There seems to be 2 or 3 different operating strategies out there for Oakland. They're very disconnected right now. Takahashi wants to do one thing on a restart, and the rest of the team confused by it.
Certainly no time to waste for Oakland Roots, but you do kind of get the sense that they're playing as if they're trying to get all 3 goals back at once right now. Enriquez tripped up there. He's lost a boot in the process. A big mob forming just outside the 18. Jesus Enriquez over this free kick. Kick on the way. Thomas off his line, comes for it. Won't quite get there, however. And gets the free kick. Got his hands to the ball there. Certainly that's one of those ones that previous generations of goalkeepers sometimes turn their nose up, saying, well, we never got that call.
They're often bruised, battered, carry injuries, bloody noses.
Not a job for the faint of heart by any stretch of the imagination. Okila. Matias Fisore. Robles gets the edge on Mendoza. He's pulled back there. No signal for advantage. Hornstill. Square to Ward.
Oakland cycling along the back line. That's something they struggled with in the first half. But they forced Tacoma to chase and opened up position today.
Switch to the far side. Robles is there. Takahashi on the overlap. Robles upended there. The shot through traffic. And now the free kick given. Close quarters for this free kick.
Oakland will be happy with that free kick because advantage was shown and they even got the shot off. Still called back without a card.
Yeah, case to be made that the blocked shot meant that it wasn't a promising attacking opportunity.
I like that judgment call.
Got to tell you, that looks like an awful short 10 yards there between where that wall's been set. And that is a pretty sizable wall for Tacoma. Not a lot of space for them to get this ball up and back down. Ball fall, and Jeremy Bokila over the ball.
Takes the ball back about a yard.
Fall gives it a go and scores! Vol Fall from the set piece has pulled a goal back for Oakland.
Even Vol just with a brilliant shot, proper dip, everything he drew it up to be. And that's why he wanted that extra yard when he moved the ball back. It gave him enough space.
That helps break up that scoreless streak. As Tacoma brings on Obed Vargas here for Ray Serrano during the stoppage. Again, coming into this contest, they'd had 1 goal in their last 8. They're hoping that if that drought ends, it might end in a major way. Ryan, the other end of the field, wins another corner.
Obed likes to sit inside a lot more than Ray Serrano does. Slightly better dribbler and passer, not as efficient in shot selection.
Anguiano over the head of Adinaron. Fall, the first one to it. Juan Alvarez. Chopped wide. Ryan, shoulder to shoulder with Takahashi, and the defender wins out. Mendoza looking over the top. Well, it's a night and day difference so far for Oakland from that first half. They have put Tacoma under ceaseless pressure over these first 10 minutes of the second half.
That's how Coach Jordan Farrell would want them to play. Obviously, the halftime talk is about getting one back quickly, using all of your energy.
Ryan picks this up. Adinaron. A pile of bodies inside the penalty area now. Obed Vargas sticks a foot out. And now Enriquez looking to go coast to coast. Big ball ahead for Bokila. Tom Brewitt holding him off just long enough for Thomas to go for a slide on the outfield grass. For the W, starting next spring, the USLW League providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more.
Issa Ryan with another one of his brilliant runs. He and Obed Vargas not on the same page. Ryan tried to create a nice crossing opportunity for Obed.
Another free kick, one right at the edge of the attacking third for Oakland. Flores over the set piece. Jackson Reagan nods it clear. Second ball out wide for Enriquez. He has space for the cross. Andrew Thomas flashes the hands in goal. What a throw by Andrew Thomas. Yes, it's gone into touch. There's that last grab by him.
Oakland with strong positioning, solid little chip in, and a brilliant save by Thomas. We've talked about him being a potential punter in the past with his foot, but maybe he's a punter slash backup quarterback.
Definitely an all-around athlete, that's for certain. Well, just over an hour played here at Cheney Stadium. Dave, the first 15 minutes of the second half has flown by. Oakland's grabbed a goal, and Tacoma, despite being in the lead, seems a little back on their heels.
Yeah, Roots came out of halftime incredibly strong. Warren still solidified them defensively, and they pounced on a couple of mistakes of Defiance, passing along that back line, creating their opportunities. It's what you want to do when you're down 3-0. They've done everything right so far, Oakland, here in the second half.
When you look at the makeup of the roster, Dave, and certainly you think this is a team that's better than their record would indicate. They're playing like it right now. Obed Vargas here. Getting picked on, wins a throw-in. And a free kick given right in the alleyway. Vargas doing some more hard work for Defiance.
The false corner for that position. Unless you just go for the quick restart, then it's not at all a false corner.
Well, quick restart not being allowed there. Do it again. And still won't be allowed to. Important to remember that once the 10 yards are marched off, you do have to wait for the referee's whistle before you can restart play. There's the whistle. Anguiano into the middle this time, doesn't beat Akeem Ward. Defiance content to retain possession. Kai Green has to race forward to meet that ball. Fasore. Takahashi. Much stronger build-up play through the middle for Oakland here in the second half. Kinsner wins out against Flores. Mendoza. And Robles taken down there. It's a turnover. Enriquez pressing forward, has a go. And another diving effort from Thomas as he watches this one go wide. Now, Tacoma sets sail on a high seas happy hour every weekend home match. 90 minutes before every weekend match, Cheney Stadium opens for the high seas happy hour presented by Lunazul Tequila. Next high seas happy hour is September 5th when Phoenix Rising come to Tacoma. Visit tacdefiance.com/ticket information to learn more. Quick restart here. Adinaron racing toward it, and Zeus De La Paz off his line to collect.
You don't normally see a team restart that fast when their own man's down. Oakland kind of complaining about that. Issa Rayan still recovering from getting shaken up there.
Thomas gives it a ride, and that'll just go all the way through to De La Paz once more. Oakland roots right now, full steam ahead, Dave. What can Tacoma do, forgive me, to try to take some air out of this game, or at least out of their opponent?
They have to be stronger in possession right now. They're giving the ball away too easily, wasting Samuel Adeniran's energy on runs that he has no opportunity to win.
Long through ball here, Jackson Reagan giving chase and wins a throw-in for Tacoma. Wade Weber's already made one move to the bench in bringing on Obed Vargas, but who else do you think might come on and play a role here for Tacoma in the closing minutes?
We're eventually going to see Alec Diaz for Sam Adeniran. I know Adeniran's sitting with the hat trick available, but he's used so much energy this game. I don't know that he can go 9.
As you say that, here is Adeniran breaking up the near side. Juan Alvarez into the middle. Adeniran likes his left. Picks out Mendoza. Mendoza! De La Paz gets there at the left post. Adeniran's shot's blocked. Now a hard cross won't reach Mendoza from Adeniran. And I think you probably saw it right there. Maybe that's the gas tank starting to run out a little bit for Sam Adeniran, who made another great run up that near side.
Yeah, that dribble and push, to use a Sounders reference, he just ran right by him. Like, it was exactly the same part of the field where Jordan Morris famously sprinted past an LA defender.
You always have to say that is probably the best soccer move. You know, forget the step over, just run past him. Simple when you say it.
You see Sam's pressure defensively is kind of tiring. We'll see an Alec Diaz, I think, for the first sub. I expect we'll also see Marlon Vargas.
That is a very enticing ball for Issa Ryan. Adeniran in the middle. Ryan, his cross, cut out by Clementa and given as a throw-in.
The deepest possible throw-in.
Yeah, right at the corner flag. Thrown in for Obed Vargas. Brings it down, but can't get past 3 defenders. Kinsner has marched forward. Goes back to Tom Brewitt. Juan Alvarez calling for it in the corner. It's a short pass outside. He was looking for the immediate return, but Akeem Ward, pardon me, it's Kai Green who's whistled for a free kick there. And Dave, I got to tell you, I didn't see a lot in that challenge.
Honestly, I thought that was a foul against Tacoma.
I kind of did too. Defiance play it short in any event. Like you said, electing to retain possession. And Thomas's service lets him down a little.
Adeniran caught his breath, and now he's asking all of Defiance to give pressure again.
Danny Flores offside there. But you got to say, you look at a Sam Adeniran, and there's so much to like there. He's just got a tireless work rate. He runs himself into the ground every time he's out there. Ryan controls this again. He cuts top side, chops it back. Obed Vargas turned back under pressure.
That switch to Ryan gave him so much space.
Here's Obed Vargas toward the goal line for Ryan. Going to be a foot race. Gets there. High cross. Won't reach Adeniran. Anguiano resets to Kinsner. Checks back to the ball. And Fisore finds Enriquez out wide.
few times now we've seen Issa Rayan just with so much space that he has no support from Defiance. Tacoma can capitalize if Danny Robles makes a run interior for a cutback pass.
70 minutes gone, 20 to go. Tacoma Defiance leads 3-1 over Oakland Roots. Pressure there, trying to win that ball back. Now a high chop ball to the far touchline, too tall for Soya Takahashi. Roots want another change. They will bring on Ariel Mumba. Got 1 goal in what will now be 11 appearances. And he is on to replace the goal scorer, Vol Fall. Interception there for Tom Brewitt, who's past midfield. His pass comes behind Obed Vargas. Or forgive me, this is Juan Alvarez.
Your central center back right now is Carlos Anguiano. All 5'5" of him.
With as strange as this match has been, Dave, hardly surprised at this point. Reagan intercepts. Here's Obed Vargas. Mendoza trying to work the give and go with Alvarez. Ryan slipping that through with Dinaran. The left-footed shot blocked by De La Paz. And another corner, Sam Dinaran, his hands on his head. Thought he might have completed the hat trick right there.
Great space again created by Issa Rayan ducking in, and a little foot drag there gave De La Paz the time and opportunity to react.
Credit the keeper, that's an important save and a good one. Two subs for Tacoma waiting in the offing. Meanwhile, this outswinger from Carlos Anguiano. To the head of Brewitt, he's off target.
Now they make the changes.
Marlon Vargas and Cody Baker coming on for Tacoma. Issa Rayan is headed off. And so too is Juan Alvarez. So Dinaran going to get a chance to stay on, try to complete the hat trick. Alvarez making a long run to be subbed out a little bit longer there, being escorted off by Adere Monroy.
Cody Baker adds a little bit of defense, won't get forward nearly as effectively as Issa Rayan did. Vargas is a strong possessor of the ball. Marlon Vargas. I have to say that every time. We've got both Vargases on the pitch.
No relation, of course, between Obed and Marlon.
Tacoma's press just a little more energetic now.
Fresh legs always helps, Dave.
De La Paz taking the ball a little bit wide here in the second half when it's punted back to him.
Flores crosses blocked right away by Randy Mendoza. And a foul signaled for. Flores went down like a shot after Mendoza cleared that ball away.
I think we'll see it's on the follow through here.
We're told we have another look at the foul.
See here, Mendoza gets back enough, a brilliant block. And maybe it was the stray arm.
Tough to say. The only question now between Ryan Jung and Adere Monroy is, does this warrant additional discipline? It is a yellow card for Randy Mendoza.
What they're saying is that stray arm brushed into the head and neck region.
Enriquez now for the set piece. Lifted back post, gone through all the traffic. A Defiance body down in the box. That'll be a free kick for Tacoma. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the SXM app. 3 changes here for Jordan Farrell and Oakland Roots. He's bringing on Memo Diaz, Joe Ristani, and Johannes Harish, as it is one last roll of the dice with 12.5 minutes to play.
These are all men he's quite familiar with. They've played for Oakland Roots back in their past leagues. It's good to see a coach trust those players. They earned the call when Oakland stepped up into the USL Championship.
Back pass there. Adeniran gives chase. He gets the ball off Green. His run's taking him out wide, and Green spares his blushes there. Although really, he was kind of left in space by that back pass that took him by surprise.
Tacoma doing their best to get Sam Adeniran an opportunity.
Cody Baker intercepts that crossfield pass. His cross blocked off the head of Akeem Ward, and out for another corner, the 8th for Defiance on the day.
Carlos Anguiano's time as the corner taker is over. It's now Marlon Vargas' turn.
Wade Weber pacing there, keeping things organized. Low ball from Vargas. Bruin got a foot to it, and it's gone out for another corner. Assistant referee spotted it come off a defender.
Probably tries to go high this time.
Yeah, it didn't quite look like he caught the ball the way he wanted with that first one. Another low ball. Now knocked into space for Danny Flores. Numbers for the Roots on the break. Slip through toward Enriquez. Cross blocked by Baker. Out for a throw-in.
Another case of the throw-in where some Roots were expecting that play and others weren't.
Sam Adeniran still grinding here in the 80th minute.
And apologies to the defender that he just abused. Reaches out, gives him a thumb afterwards.
There, well, if you had been, the flag would have come up. Recovered to the ball pretty well, all things considered. And then gives away the free kick. Open weekdays from noon to 5 p.m. The We Are Tacoma team store is stocked with Tacoma's most defiant hats and caps. Keep the sun out of your eyes and let the world know you are defiantly Tacoma. Online at the letter R, tacomateam.com/team store, or visit the Cheney Stadium team store on match days. Mendoza. Not sure where Mendoza meant to go with that ball. Didn't have support there. Switch headed away from Johannes Harish. Ward crosses in from the left. Kinsner flicks it, but only as far as Memo Diaz. Here's Mumba. Chipped through, the flag up for offside. And you won't see much rush out of Andrew Thomas to put this ball back in play. Ball up toward Adeniran, who is offside right now, as Obed Vargas brings this under control. Vargas tripped up in the alleyway. It's a free kick.
And though Tacoma has a sub ready, they're going to probably keep Sam Adeniran on for this free kick.
Alec Diaz waiting to check in for Sam Adeniran. And the sub will occur now. Diaz will be joined as well by Alex Villanueva. So 2 goals today for Sam Adeniran, who gets a rousing ovation from the hometown faithful as he marches off here, 83 minutes in. Randy Mendoza also going to check out here for Villanueva. Diaz, 2 goals in 12 appearances, now 13 on the season for him.
Normally I'd refer to Alec Diaz as the best poacher on the team, but when you score a goal facing the wrong way, maybe that's Sam Adeniran now.
Short restart. Marlon Vargas for Danny Robles. And Tacoma seem more interested in possessing the ball than pressing for another goal. Villanueva, push from behind there, and a free kick.
You can tell how interested they are in scoring on these set pieces based on how far forward the center backs have come.
Robles wants his 10. Goes back to Kinsner anyway. Kinsner, boot ball over the top. Diaz giving chase. Doing battle here with Clementa. De La Paz gives it a ride.
Alec almost had the angle there.
Harish up the line to Enriquez. His cross straight to the foot of Tom Brewitt. Harish looking to the middle for Memo Diaz. Andrew Thomas out to meet it. Flip that ball away. He's handled it outside the area. It'll be a free kick. And should be a yellow card for a deliberate handling offense. Hard done by for Andrew Thomas there, who tried to get rid of that ball as quickly as he could. But did have the ball in his hand outside the 18. And Oakland may be wishing they still had the services of Vol Fall on the field, who scored from pretty much this position.
Yeah, he committed to it and was just too far. You see that he knows he's out, the way that he ejects the ball from his grasp. He would argue that he got rid of it in time, but no card shown yet.
Well, maybe the accidental nature of it is standing him in good stead here. A lot of options over this free kick. It's Robles through traffic, a diving save from Thomas. Tacoma trying to step up their line, build some space out for the keeper. A second ball shuttled in, headed down by Brewitt, away by Baker. And now a collision takes Danny Robles to the ground. Pardon, Danny Flores. Knocked into space. Here's Alec Diaz. Held back by Akeem Ward there. Cody Baker. Diaz surveying. Inside for Baker, who's onside. His cross right across the face of goal. No one there to tap it in and put the match out of doubt.
Little deflection, because it looks like we've got a Marlon Vargas corner coming up.
The 10th of the day for Tacoma. And it might be corner ball time. Tacoma gonna pull it back out though. This is their preferred methodology for working the clock a little bit rather than hemming themselves into the corner. Robles kept that in play. Diaz managed to fight off his man there. Baker, high cross over the head of Diaz. Marlon Vargas collects. Vargas tried to scoop across in. Jesus de la Paz was standing on the line. It did go out of play as well. Goal kick.
We're going to see 2 goals in stoppage time for this half as well?
You never know, Dave. It's been that kind of afternoon here at Cheney Stadium. Tacoma certainly hopeful that if there are, they're going their way. Oakland had strong pressure, but lately most of their good movements upfield have been from set pieces. Enriquez here in the corner, wins a corner. Johannes Harish teeing up the in-swinger. Lofted ball, big catch in traffic by Andrew Thomas.
Ridden the whole time by the Roots player there.
Has a man standing on his back.
Finally made aware of it.
That was Kai Green, hoping that he might be able to poach one. That would certainly have my soccer oddity bingo card pretty full indeed after this contest. Memo Diaz gets it up to Flores. Anguiano tripped up there. And after a pause to see if there was an advantage, the free kick is given. '90th minute of play. This ball with Marlon Vargas. Kinsner back toward Thomas. He's got pressure coming. Pops it high in the air.
Roots have to press on defense. They can't accept anything from Tacoma going forward.
Juan Alvarez. Pardon me, Obed Vargas, rather. Winning the throw-in for his side. We're told to expect a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. Hakeem Ward. Obed Vargas heading that toward Diaz. Umba. Ward. That might have come off a player's arm from Tacoma. Orenstill can't knock it clear. Mumba manages to get it up to Flores. He's got Tom Brewitt going shoulder to shoulder with him. Tacoma has it back. Diaz can't pull it past Clementa. Center back on center back action now as Brewitt sticks a foot in. Enriquez up the near touchline. Still Enriquez on the inside. And appeals for handball inside the penalty area. Not given. Orenstill, low searching ball, straight to the arms of Thomas.
Not often you see both teams asking for a handball in the area, but we just did. Looked like a little pinball going on there. Ball's just bouncing in the air amongst multiple players.
Another great move by Obed Vargas along that near touchline. Anguiano. That came off the head of Diaz. De La Paz keeps it in play just in case. Collision before the ball got there. Both players a little slow to their feet. Jackson Reagan flicks it away. Kai Green racing forward, trying to bring it under control. Hakeem Ward, the switch toward Memo Diaz. Brings that down well. Villanueva happy to knock it into touch. In the final minute of the scheduled stoppage time, Oakland need an immediate goal and then pretty much an immediate follow-up to take a point here. Throwing finds Flores. His cross, no good, gone out for a goal.
We'll see a big Thomas boot. Tilt the entire table towards that north goal.
Thomas being encouraged to get on with it here.
He's already been gifted a non-yellow.
It's a big kick from Andrew Thomas. Enriquez won't have a chance to bring it forward for another attack. 3 first-half goals are enough on the day for Tacoma Defiance. We see out a 3-1 win here at home against Oakland. Defiance notches their 5th win of the year. They're 5-0-3 at home, unbeaten. And it is a big 3 points for Tacoma, who are back in playoff position, Dave.
They needed the win to maintain their pace as the 4th best team in the Pacific. It's a big one. Ends their home stand here, 2-0-2. 8 points, that was kind of the minimum needed to make it a successful homestand. Current, now 5-0-3 at home.
For Oakland, more frustration. They go to 1-8-3 on the season, still with just 6 points there in 8th place in the Pacific Division. And they are next on back at home against Sacramento Republic on Wednesday. Tacoma, meanwhile, they get the week off. They'll play next Saturday at San Diego. They have their next 3 on the road and will be back at home on September 2nd against Las Vegas Lights FC. Well, the story of the match definitely has to be Sam Adeniran. Had a goal disallowed for offside. Scored one of the more bizarre strikes you'll ever see when Zeus De La Paz's clearance came off his shin and lipped just under the bar, and then put away a penalty that proves to be the game winner as Tacoma wins 3-1 here at Cheney Stadium.
And all of Defiance lining up for a little victory salute towards the fans.
there it is. All smiles here in Tacoma. 3 points for Defiance, 3 goals for Defiance. Once again, your final score, Tacoma Defiance 3, Oakland Roots 1. That's going to do it for us here from Cheney Stadium. For all of us here on ESPN Plus, including Dave Clark, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.